18 love languages. So
he was like, 1 minute, go.
That's being a pro. Hey, you're back.
Hey, long time no see, guys.
What's up?
Idris, you've gotten darker since I've seen you last.
You know why? Because you know that light, that light that you moved onto your face. You know, it just kind of.
Yeah, I think your ring light is got some sun tanning rays on it, man.
There's no need for that.
We use a light. We have a neon light in front of us. It's like a fixture in our house, but we sit in front of the neon light because I get it.
I wanna help re-emphasize. Not re-emphasize, but I want to add to a quick little piece that my wife just said. I think earlier in the conversation we spoke about life will just beat you up and put you through the ringer. And I said to my wife, at this point, when I go above and beyond for my friends, for my brothers, for my wife, it no longer comes natural to me. Mm. I'm naturally not a nice person anymore. But just listen, I'm naturally not a nice person anymore. And so I work really, really hard at being a nice person because emotionally, you know, financially, I've just been taken advantage of. I've been beat up. I've been used, abused. I've been talked about. And it's, you know, some things that I've said or done has been, you know, I've put it on myself. I'm not going to sit here and play the victim and say that everything that life has ever done to me, I've been on the receiving end of what people have done to me. But I've gotten to this place where when I want to go above and beyond for someone, I have to push through all of the things that I've experienced in order to finally do it. And so my wife has learned that words of affirmation speaks to my love language because I just want to know that you see me. I just want to know that you see how far I went to display and give or arrange and orchestrate something beautiful. Do you see me? Do you see my effort? Do you see how far I went? And if you do, I want to hear about it because I'm drained in the department of going above and beyond and having someone to not recognize my effort, or more importantly, don't appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very interesting he says that because I think most women, especially when I did the big, like what I did on for date night and Tyrese Appreciation Day, they're like, well, you know, they were kind of coming at me like, well, we do so much as women. Why do we need to do more? Like, we already run the household, raise the kids, do this, do that. Like, why do we need to do more? They don't see us. We have one day, and you're gonna honor him after he appreciates you for that one day. Right. And I really had to say to myself, like, or say to the women, it's like, you know, I see my husband and I see his effort, and I want to go above and beyond to make him feel like I appreciate, and I don't take anything for granted. I don't take anything for granted. You know, I've gone through a lot. He's gone through a lot. So for him to do that for me, and then I see me filling his cup up, and then I'm not doing the tit for tat. I'm not like, oh, well, you did this for me. You didn't do this for me. You did that, you know, like that kind of thing. Yeah. It's just like, I'm doing the best I can to love you the best I can every time I can. So
yeah.
Anyway,
it just pulled up a question real quick.
Yeah.
No, you know, I want to give the audience who's sending you a lot of love, by the way. They're sending you a lot of love. They really appreciate your transparency, love the conversation. Yeah. So I want to give them an opportunity to talk to you guys. And this is a question that I thought was quite interesting.
But I want to just say quickly, I fully agree with what Sam is saying. I think there's a misconception that makes relationships look one-sided. And I think it's important for both partners to give as much as they take. Always. It's all about balance.
Your love's empty. It needs to be filled up.
Yeah.
Always. So have you started to do something because of each other's influence? That's an interesting question.
I need more info. Like, have you started to do something?
I mean, I wonder if that means, you know, I take Idris's, I'm probably influenced by him every day because he's a creative and I'm not. You trying to get rid of the question?
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of the question.
Fingers all over the screen.
Press that right there. No, okay, no, don't worry about me. So,
but
have you started to do something? I imagine that means, like, you know, Tyrese is a big creative person. Tyrese has incredible ideas, musically, dramatically. He's an artist as well.
I give up.
Have you done anything that you didn't do before, maybe creatively, that you do now because you?
Because I was gonna say I'm not a creative, but because he's a creative, I feel like he kind of opens up that part of my brain. So I find myself, you know, moving towards music in a way that's different from before I met him.
Movies.
And movies, yeah. Now I watch movies and I'm like,
Continuity.
Continuity. And, like, because of it, and I'm just like, man, why did you show me behind
we
the
talked
curtain?
we talked a lot about continuity when we all went to the movies together that night. That was
we did.
Yeah. I would say yes. I'm naturally more of an introvert. I can be extroverted, but I'm more of an introvert. I recharge on my own. But I think that he's encouraged me in a lot of ways and supported me being more open with people that are in utilizing my skills as a social worker and LCSW. Like, he is like, okay, you know, Sam, you know, you really value your relationship with God. And I'm telling him my ideas. And, oh, that's good. You know, you should do this and you should call it that. And he came up with the names. He helped me come up with, like, how to do it, what would be the best way to do it, how to promote it. Like, he has helped me in such a way on that end, because normally most people would be like, Sam, you know, are you being more open or speaking more? No, he said, you have things that you can share with, where you have skills and talents and abilities that you can pour into people that are watching you and consuming your content. And because he encouraged me and saw really something in me that I didn't see in myself, I find myself taking steps in directions I wouldn't take and speaking to people I wouldn't normally speak to and being more open than I would normally be. So I would definitely say that his influence has dramatically changed my life.
Is there gonna be like a Sam gospel album?
No, I can't sing at all. I should be a gospel A&R. I shouldn't be a gospel singer.
Bro.
I don't know, because you posted a flashback recently. You know, it was like from one of your earlier days.
This is something I do want to say. I think you should share with the viewing audience, as well as Idris and his wife. You should share with them what you put on your prayer wall before we met.
Oh, but that's not answering the question. You just want me to say.
No, I want you to, because you talk about influence.
Oh.
You know, I think that.
So when I was dating and I encourage women to date a lot. Okay. I don't care what you're doing. Date. So anyway, when I was dating, I ended a relationship that wasn't really a good one. And on my wall, I was like, you know what? I'm not settling for less anymore. I'm only dating a guy with these characteristics. So I put the characteristics, which was like opinionated, spontaneous, because I'm not funny. Somebody that has their own career, because the guy I was dealing with before did not have a job. So it was just a lot of different things that I put on the wall. And I wrote it on my prayer wall.
Right.
And I prayed on it every day. I prayed for my husband. I prayed over him. And I would say within a month of me praying over those things that I wanted in my next partner, he shows up. And I didn't think it was him, because I was like, he's a celebrity. I don't take celebrities seriously.
Right.
They're just, you know, they're out here. They're for everybody. I think
they're for
Oh.
That's so funny. But he turned out being that
material.
To me, he's like all those qualities. So he's exactly, you know.
Tyrese is not opinionated.
I missed that box.
Oh man.
Literally every single quality I put on that wall, every single one was on that wall. And I truly believe, you know, God sent me what I asked for. And in some ways, maybe I wasn't right. Because we go at it. We are both fiery personalities. But then in other ways, I see how he's pushed me into my purpose. And so I will say that God sent me exactly what I prayed for. But I wasn't willing to settle for less.
Which is important, because when they see the dynamic of our personalities, they have to understand that when Idris spoke to how grounded and kind of regular my wife is, and then I'm her eccentric, loud alpha, it's exactly what she wanted, and it's exactly what I wanted, because here's the polar opposite. The women that I was attracted to before Sam were alphas like me.
Oh,
and
interesting.
when you have two alphas, they clash, they butt heads, and you'll never arrive at moving from this position to getting to the next position, because you're both trying to lead the relationship and wear the pants in the relationship.
Right.
So it takes, you cancel each other out when you get in a relationship with yourself with hair. Go ahead.
Yourself with hair. I like that. That's true. That's true. I feel like being that, because it's like, it's about balance. Like I said, right? It's that complementary balance that you give each other. Definitely. Sorry, I pressed this question by accident, but actually we might as well ask it. What's it like being in the public eye, and how do you cope with those pressures? That might be directed at both of you, actually. Why not?
Well, for
wait, who? Is that directed at me and Idris?
Or was it like?
No, it's directed at the two of you.
I think it could be the two of you. Actually. I mean, you're living a relationship somewhat publicly. I mean, I know you guys don't share everything, but does that affect your relationship negatively or positively? Or
I would say in the beginning, very negatively. When we started dating, like, we had no intentions of ever going public. I mean, Tyrese, when I said, you know, we're not going to post, we don't want anybody to know. I wanted to continue to work at my job, you know, which didn't end up happening. But, you know, we wanted to be very privately. We moved very silent. We didn't go public until a month and a half after we were married.
Yeah.
So I would say that it's challenging, you know, especially in the beginning. You're adjusting. A lot of people have opinions. I mean, I saw videos of people talking about where I came from, that like hypothesizing who I am and how we met and what the nature of our relationship is. And that is challenging. And I think what has helped me to cope is my relationship with God and our relationship, and being able to, like, sometimes you can get so caught up in the public image of everything that we lose what we have privately. And we've been very intentional about building our relationship privately to such a point that the public is just what it is when we feel like it. But privately, we have each other's back. We trust each other. And we had to develop that through trials, tribulations, storms, things that we never saw coming. We've had to develop our bond. And I think that that's how we now can cope with anything that comes our way, because in our minds, we've already faced some of the hardest things we could imagine to face.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I can relate to that, because when you feel like you're sort of living for, you have to have that foundation first. And I think you guys allowed yourselves to have that before you opened up to other people, because you kind of it's easy to get into the habit of living for other people, and you forget to live for yourself and for each other. And I could be guilty of that sometimes, especially in the beginning of our relationship. I started to think, well, why do they think that? Is it because I'm acting like this? Or maybe I need to start. And you find and then it just was like, snap out of it. Like, you know, don't read it. Don't look at any of that. You know, I'm here. This is your reality. That's not your reality. And it took me a minute to kind of understand, wow, why do I care? These people have nothing to do with our relationship whatsoever. And you know it, so I agree. I think it's negative in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways, I mean, we're using it now as a platform to talk to other people and to inspire other people. So I think there's positive that can come out of it. It's kind of however you shape it and how you interpret it, but definitely to not let it seep in.
And you have to remind yourself, like, he's your priority. That's your partner. Like, these people, they're gonna say whatever they want to say, but as long as he's happy, that man that's right next to you, and he knows that he can trust you, and that if all this stuff goes away, which we unfortunately had to face that, when all of that goes away and there's maybe, you know, less money in the account than you're comfortable, that I'm not going nowhere. We gonna ride this thing out, whether we living in a box or we living in a mansion. And because of that, we've been able to, he knows that I'm his ride or die. I'm not going nowhere.
The foundation, I want y'all to know, first of all, when me and Sam first got together, and Idris, me and you talked on the plane and peeled back all the layers when we first connected. I wasn't with my wife for 10 years for her to stay loyal and down with me throughout all of my heat and controversy that I was dealing with at the time.
Yeah.
It's expected of her to stay down, and we were together for 10 years, and then the heat, the shoe drops, and all this shit go on.
Right.
But we were together for all of 6 months, and every box that I could possibly check off that would have her to look at me and say I'm out, I checked off every box. So in my mind, it's very simple. When I, as a man, get into my most vulnerable place, I'm 41 years old. I've never been through anything like it. And you had no reason to stay down with me. You had no reason to stay. It's very easy to love a nigga when shit is
great,
popping. You know, the money, the celebrity, the opportunities is cracking. We reenacting the fucking what's the name of that? You know, the Titanic movie on the edge of the yacht, and we just up here, we're far, where, you know, it's real easy.
Nice visual.
I thought you was gonna say you was reacting Baby Boy. I was like, what? No. It's real easy to love when love is on top.
Yeah.
But
when you get into that dark, vulnerable, you know, really, it was a dark place, and I took her down with me. And she said, I know what's going on in the world, but while we are in this vulnerable place, I'm going to bring Jesus in here.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care about none of this shit. This right here, this one right here, I feel like crying. I'm ready to shoot, stab, and kill over mine because she loved me through it all.
That's cute.
So if any point I created in my head, you're only with me because of all that shit went away. So those questions for me personally went out the door. When all of that was gone. Jesus.
Aww.
Yeah. When all that was gone, boxes, this one right here flirted with me, loved me, stayed with me, was down with me, and was like, no, I married you. I married your heart. I married what we have. And I thank God every day that we had an opportunity. And I say opportunity. I thank God every day that we had an opportunity for me to show her who we are and what we are before the attacks came. Because we were able to establish, no, this is the vibration in which we are.
Right.
We never knew that 6 months into us building out our thing, we're talking about 6 months into marriage, we were already together for what, about a year.
Well, at that time of the year.
We were together. So we had already created kind of a vibration of what we are and what this is going to be.
Right.
So she knew, let me remember the lunches, the dinners, the flights, the traveling, the romance, the laughter, the vibrations, how I love and honored and respected her parents. And we established so much prior to the attacks.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was expected of her to leave me because everybody left me.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
That's deep.
Man.
That's deep. Well, congratulations.
But you also
have
don't, you don't have to tell me because you know how much I love Sam. So
No.
I can see it. I can
listen,
see it.
we've taken a lot of your time, but let's do the quick fire, just so that you know.
We're sorry, man. We love to communicate and
I love that.
Understand, because I love you. That shit is so corny. We like people to know. We want people to know, like, you guys are married. Tell us a story. Hee hee ha ha. Go read a book. This shit over here, we want people to know that it doesn't come easy, and we fight at this thing every day. And I'd be lucky to get 20 years out of this thing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's what's up.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do a quick fire. I'm gonna try and get rid of this question. I don't know
So,
why.
But we got time, you know, if you want to go to 2, if we want to take another question.
Yeah, I canceled my conference call because of the guy wearing the beanie right there.
So
okay.
when you're in the shower, Tyrese, and Sam's products are up there, do you use any of her products?
She didn't see that question coming.
No. I'm like,
Keep it real, brother.
Let's move on to the next question.
Okay. I want to ask, like, real quick fire. Like, who's the funniest?
Me.
He is the funniest.
Okay.
I'm funny, but
I'll give it to you. Tyree's pretty funny. Who's the hardest working?
I would say he's the hardest working.
He's
Tyrese is a provider.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to learn that, and I would also say for people to know your partner, like, he works. That's what he likes to do. That's what fuels his tank. To know that he can provide for his family and the people that depend on him, that is him.
Right,
so when he loves to be productive. He loves to work. He loves to create. That's what he loves to do. So I would say,
addicted to creativity, for sure.
yeah, I would say he's the hardest working because he's always working. He's always working on something. He's a serial entrepreneur. He is working. He's always trying to get things going.
Okay. Who takes longest to get ready?
Sam.
Me.
What's another good
Who
Only because I don't have hair. So.
He's pretty. I mean, he always says that he just takes 5 minutes, but he never just takes 5 minutes.
I'll take. Well, it's 5.5 minutes.
It's not 5.5.
It's just like 1 minute.
I'm in and out. Who can throw down in the kitchen?
I know it's not Sam. Sorry.
Wow.
I'm more than him.
Wow.
Okay, so when we got
The truth comes out.
Let's just keep it 100. When we got married, I never really cooked for myself like that. I was like a bachelorette woman living my life. I was just eating whatever, you know.
And you're working full time. You're busy.
I was working full time and a part-time job. And so at the time, I was just eating on the go. That's just what I did. When we got together, he was like, I would really like somebody to cook for me, blah, 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 blah. So I went and I took a whole chef's course up the street. I took 25,
25 classes.
25 classes of cooking. I can cook, okay? I just don't.
She now can cook, for sure.
I can't. I cooked for him for a solid year until I got pregnant with Soraya.
Yes.
And I got very, very sick.
We had no chef. She was in the kitchen.
I was cooking every meal.
And
Gotcha. So you can cook.
Can
but
Tyrese
yes,
cook down?
I
you're
can.
not cooking.
What happened?
Can Tyrese cook?
I can definitely cook, but because she took cooking classes, she cooks way better than me, and she knows how to cook more options than
Right.
Right.
Well, that's a nice way of saying
Options.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So me
Well,
over him.
I make a mean top ramen though.
He does. And there's no
Really?
one that makes better ramen than him.
I can't wait to actually come over to the LA house and chill with the Beniana.
You're gonna put that to the test.
Seriously.
Right, right.
My wife gets down, Idris, for real.
I do.
I was very proud because I was kind of coming down on her about the fact that she doesn't know how to cook. I said, you know, what if we lose this whole shit? You know, I give a speech with everything. I'm like, what if we lose all this shit? What if I can't afford to go to? And I just kept going. And so what I love is that I nudged her into taking the cooking classes, but then she found a passion in it. And she was excited about going to class. And then they had these couples nights where it's like 3 or 4 times. She was like, you know, tomorrow is couples night where they want me to bring my significant other to the class. So I ended up going, and they was like teaching us things together. So, you know, again,
cool.
It's just keeping things interesting.
I mean,
man.
and
it was around the corner too.
Right up the street. And so we there, we had a great time. And I went to Atlanta, I took more classes. So, I mean, I ended up taking like, I want to say 35 to 40 cooking classes. So I know how to cook, but it's just the reality of it all is once I got pregnant with Soraya, I started getting sick. And Tyrese don't eat a lot. If you ever seen him eat, he just eats a little bit and moves on. He doesn't eat like me.
Right,
so when I got pregnant, like us. I started taking offense to the fact that he wasn't eating like the whole thing. I would slave, I would be sick, and I'd be trying to cook for him, and he was just not eating. And one day I was like, for our marriage, I'm never cooking. We need to have a chef. And we just need to invest in that. We just can't do this.
Wait, first of all,
because I was getting offended and hurt by the fact, and I was like,
you wasn't eating your food. Wow.
Yeah, 11 weeks pregnant, so I'm like sick, and we just stopped.
Me not eating your food had nothing to do with the taste of your food. It was amazing.
Well, that was very sweet.
But you can't get French fries without ketchup.
He told me one day my oatmeal was dry. I threw it at him. And that was the end of the whole situation.
You was doing so good until the ketchup chip.
Right.
I was doing that back in.
It was really oatmeal.
Sam,
I was thinking calamari. I was going nuts.
Whatever. What's the next question?
Sam, do you have a favorite Tyrese song or movie?
Oh, that's a good question.
I have a favorite. I have both. I mean, my favorite movie that he did was Four Brothers. And my favorite song that
good movie.
Yeah, my favorite song is "Leave," which I really, really want him to release as a single.
Just heard that song.
I love "Leave." "Leave" is my
favorite. Leave. Oh yeah. I think I heard that.
I don't think I can sneak preview. I have to stay in the studio longer.
Tyrese, do you have?
You closed your eyes the whole time when you listened to "Leave" in my studio in Atlanta.
You play me some beautiful unreleased music.
I can't believe I heard that.
Tyrese, do you have a favorite outfit or look that Sam wears? Favorite?
Yes, sir.
Okay, keep it keep it PG. This is a family show.
He's already cursed a million times.
This is true.
He's picturing it. He's literally, he's got it in his head right now.
Yes.
Describe it to me. Wait, let's go.
Yeah. So when she puts on and then she walks into then I find myself thinking, so.
You miss him? You miss him, don't you?
Yes.
So, that's my brother.
That's why I asked him that question. I know he's going to come with something special.
All right. No.
Look, we
said it's
gotta
a
let
family
you guys
show,
go.
man. You said it's a family show. I'm trying to mute myself. I apologize. So anyway, yeah, man. She's the outfits. We actually went to Dubai, first time ever. Yeah. And we went to this little random shop, and it was these dresses that she ended up putting on. I'm a very secure man, but I feel like certain outfits is a little too revealing, and so we are very selective about when we put these outfits on. And so because we're in quarantine and we're stuck at home, we brought these dresses out of that secret section of the closet. And she's been putting them on here at the house for date night. That's why I only give people a 35 sneak peek
when
on
I'm sitting
social
down.
media. And she has to be sitting down when these outfits is being worn, because if the cameras go off. Oh, oh, hey!
Uh-oh.
So,
man. Okay, listen. We gotta let you guys go. I love you guys so much.
We love you guys.
Thank you
That was a lot of
so
fun.
much.
You guys were very transparent. We knew you would be. And you know, for people that have been, we're building this coupledom thing really slowly. And you guys definitely enriched our audience tonight, who are loyal to these Tuesdays, getting good people to talk to us. And we really appreciate your candor today. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you for having us on. We're honored. You ever want us again? We have lots of content.
Yeah.
No, next time what will happen is me and Tyrese sit interviewing you and Sam. You know what I mean? That's the way we're gonna do it.
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
down with that. But I think we should have like a Zoom date night.
I was gonna say
What are you gonna say?
that date night that we just spoke on needs to be, we'll give the world 20-30 minutes sneak preview, and then I think we should both couples should get through a new list of 15 questions while you guys are in London at your dinner table with your grocery store flowers. We'll have our grocery store flowers.
Perfect.
And we can just love on each other and do a date night one of the Friday nights. Maybe we'll do it next Friday, because I have some date night plans organized.
You have to come back hard though, because I don't know how you're gonna top that. Sam took Brian McKnight.
What?
I know.
You got Brian McKnight.
Yeah, I have.
Go.
I have Brian McKnight.
Idris, she pulled Brian McKnight into the situation, bro.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing because it took me like 10 minutes to like close my eyes. I'm like this the whole like, and she, again, speaking of being intentional, Brian McKnight, me as a singer, I know all these singers. She knows what Brian McKnight did for my life, my childhood, every talent show I did when I was 14 years old when I first started singing. Brian McKnight was my heaven. So for her to pull Brian McKnight out,
wow.
I mean, that's like saying Denzel Washington is on FaceTime when he's the reason I became an actor. Like,
right.
You can't pull out Brian McKnight to me. Like, so I don't know how I'm gonna follow it, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Wow, Sam, I'm impressed. Well done.
I'm tuning in.
Thank you.
That's big.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
guys.
guys. Appreciate
y'all, man.
We hope
Thank
you have
you.
a beautiful night.
We're gonna call y'all right back after this. Love
Perfect.
y'all.
They don't want us anymore.
Call us.
I'm gonna call Idris right now on WhatsApp, man. I got his number.
Okay, you should. Brother.
Oh man, that was great, wasn't it? I couldn't get rid of this question, guys. I am.
Oh, there you go. It didn't work before.
I swear it didn't work before, but I hope that you guys enjoyed that and that you found it fulfilling and inspiring, because that's what we're about. And I know we know them personally, but genuinely we thought that they would be a great couple to come on here and talk about kind of what makes them work. And yeah, you can feel the love from them. You can just feel it. It radiates. They really care about each other. I love that. Yeah.
So thank you for the questions. We didn't get to so many. There were so many questions, so we didn't get to them tonight. Yeah. But thank you, and you know, tell your friends about Sable. Follow. We're building up a nice little community, and we hope to be really, you know, fulfilling. You know, it's a two-way relationship. You know, us and you guys, and we're gonna keep these together Tuesdays. We might change the day, we might change the forum, but we're gonna keep.
Like what other day?
Together.
Family Friday.
Family Friday.
Check that out.
Sibling Sundays.
Sibling Sundays. Why not?
But So we're going to keep the forum. We might change the venue, but just keep this going. And we just like that you guys who are with us really early, we want to be loyal to you guys. So keep your suggestions coming through. Anything that you feel that we're missing that we should talk about more.
All right. So I love you guys. And don't forget, you can still submit on the Sable Labs page. We want to hear what coupledom means to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
If you've got a partner or a business partner or a sibling and you guys want to do a quick, cute video, send that through. We love that. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bye. See you next Tuesday.